Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining me again. It's November, and the year is within its last 60 days. Time is moving by faster than I can comprehend, and I'm really grateful to be speaking to you here. Again. And also, I am the type of person that gets very excited for the end of year holidays really early. I don't know how specific I should get. My favorite Christmas movie is Elf. I watch it like 3 or 4 times a year because the whole family loves it. And when I say watch it 3 or 4 times a year, I mean specifically I watch it like 3 or 4 times back to back in the month of December. But as we're getting closer to the end of the year and our topics are becoming more focused on the holidays, kind of, I wanted to take a moment to kind of talk about thankfulness and gratitude. So for the month of November, all of our themes here at the Automox podcast family, if you like to call us that, is thankfulness. I realize that that's not really a topic that you think about when you think about IT. And also, this is a podcast that was originally supposed to be about automation. And I don't know how you automate thankfulness. Naturally, it's a response. But in some cases, I think that thankfulness is not a traditional response that we're used to giving. Right now, if we can put it into a little bit of perspective, I hope that we can all agree that we're experiencing a job market and a corporate temperature climate that can be really stressful for some. Not only because of the time of year that it is, but just in general, right now may be hard for some. And I understand it might be hard for some people to express thankfulness and express gratitude. But for now, I want to do my best to speak on behalf of just about everyone. And I also don't want to be immature and ignorant and not express gratitude for the knowledge and the trust that has been placed in me by some of my previous peers, my current peers, teammates, friends, and family. I think that, like I said, it's not always natural to show thankfulness and to show gratitude every single moment, because at the same time, we're trying to perform or get things done or just relax and internalize. But I wanted to share my experiences, what I'm thankful for. And I hope that in that moment, it can be a self-reflection for yourself. And what I really want more than anything is just for you to have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, a glass of water. Just take a moment to internalize for yourself what you're thankful for in your career. And even if it may not be in the position that you are most proud of just yet, I hope that you're taking the stepping stones or realizing that you are taking the stepping stones to get exactly where you would like it to be. So for myself, I've been in IT now for about 11 years. And when I first started my IT journey, I didn't think that it was going to be an IT journey. It was actually a role within customer experience. And to be honest with you, it came from restaurants. You know, in restaurants, you're directly facing a customer. Your stakeholder is directly there, literally. And it's a perspective of, okay, I work with customers. I've experienced firsthand being in restaurant management. Okay, if I can work with a customer directly in front of me and give them a positive experience for the next 60 minutes, can I translate that into giving someone experience with a software as a service company where I'm going to be giving them an experience for hopefully the next several years? And I think it translated really well, but there was stepping stones and there was difficulties and turbulence getting off the ground and transitioning from two very different industries. Customer service is something that I think translates really well from industry to industry, but still, we're talking about a physical product that is something that is ingested immediately upon its arrival to something that a customer uses over and over as time goes on. And what I'm grateful for is, number one, I've had to have people train and educate me about coming into a brand new industry. But also, at the time, you're not thinking about it, but your brain is delivering a subconscious response to the intimidation of something that's brand new to you. The first day, it was in an office. It was in Houston, Texas. And I don't know if this person will ever listen, but one of my senior teammates named Jillian asked me to lunch. And just the gratefulness that she took that I'm going to take a step to meet someone new and make sure that they don't feel intimidated by this environment was a stepping stone to this 11-year-long IT career that I hold today. And just sitting in the lunch line with this person gave me an opportunity to ask questions, to showcase what I knew and what I didn't know. Just the ability to open up a little bit. And as my IT career grew, yes, I had to learn. Obviously, you learn by reading documentation and watching YouTube videos, but I think we can all agree that peer-to-peer learning and the training, shadowing someone, getting an opportunity to just ask questions. Why did you do this? Why was your response to this? Or, to be honest with you, some of us don't even need to ask questions. Seeing somebody else do their job well that in itself is a teaching experience that we hold near and dear. I think my experience is shadowing I held on to more than I've held on to any experience reading documentation. At least that's my own memory. That's what my memory tells me. After a couple of years being in customer experience, I decided that I wanted to transition my skills into something a little bit more technical, and I was a part of a support team for 4 years. I think we can all agree working in a technical support department is one of the most vital parts of the IT experience, because you really get to learn managing a ticket system. Working within a ticket system, but also being a part of a larger team where you might be transferring or handing off issues to fellow support engineers or management, having to escalate things that make it into the realm of product and engineering. This itself is probably where I've had my biggest, the biggest knowledge base that I've had to learn from. But what I'm mostly thankful for is that I don't think people realize when they're teaching you something. Like, for example, a lot of us probably use Slack or Teams to ask questions to some of our teammates. And our teammates, they just want to be helpful. They're probably not thinking, hey, I'm giving you a lesson or a mentorship that you're going to hold on to for the rest of your life. I'm trying to answer your question in the short term. But really, if you take a moment to just acknowledge what they're saying, take note of it, and then also use that to kind of build rapport with each other, you're realizing that your learning experience is essentially just a giant circle. You come into something new, you learn from your peers, you take it in and acknowledge it. Somebody new joins your team, you share that knowledge, and it's just a never-ending circle of everyone just helping each other be better at their current position. I could name so many names, but when I first started going into my technical support role, in my circumstance, it was for a company that centered mostly on Linux web hosting and Linux servers. And I would feel awful because I would ask questions that probably every single person other than me knew. And of course, it would eat at me. It would kind of make me feel bad about myself, if I'm being honest. But as time grew, my questions became better. The people who were answering my questions gave more specific and more detailed answers because they knew that I was retaining this information. And for that, I am extremely thankful. Nobody really required these people to teach me or to give me extra insight, to give me extra documentation, or to reach out to me and say, hey, Jeremy, I know what you're learning. This would be a good ticket for you to follow. Follow the ticket. And not only did their technical expertise kind of rub off on me, and I got to learn from them, but I had to remember to be grateful. Explain to them that I was thankful. Explain to them that it's because of them that now I get to turn around and share this knowledge with anyone else that comes to my team. And I'm hopeful that should you ever be in a similar position where the time comes for you to learn something and you may be intimidated by it, express gratitude to those that want to teach you. Because at the end of the day, all we have are the connections that we make. For anyone paying attention, I'm pretty sure that's a BoJack Horseman reference, but I make it all the time. Point aside, I'm very thankful for the people that took their time to train and educate me. Because if it wasn't for them, I don't think I would have the career that I do have today. And I know that I've also talked about, I'm sorry, I spent a lot of time talking about people who have taught me things that related to the growth of my IT career. But let's also not forget that there's somebody at home too, somebody outside of work that also has to grow and mature and develop. I'm really thankful for having a support system at home that encouraged me to continue learning, that encouraged me to take time for myself, to read books or take online courses, or even just on days where I got my butt kicked from tickets or maybe really difficult customer calls, really anything, I had a support system to go home to, say how thankful they were for me and the hard work that I was doing, or seeing my hard work as encouragement for them. I'm thankful for that too, because gratitude doesn't just have to be in the workplace. It should be at home too. And also, your technical skill set is very important, and it is a direct product of the environment that you have in your work culture. I also think that it's just as important that if you're practicing gratitude, people may have extra confidence in you to respect it when you say no to something. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the people that have the ability to respect my no. I'm grateful for the people that just get me. They understand my personality and they understand my work ethic, not only as a peer, like a coworker, but also as a person. Yes, I want everyone to know how thankful I am that their influence really helped shape my IT career, but it also helped shape me as a person. The last thing that I wanted to express thankfulness for and encourage you to be thankful for too is I've always felt comfortable asking for help. But I know that that's something that I kind of had to develop. I think that asking for help, some people may overthink it. They may think that it's a sign of immaturity, not wanting to do things alone. Some people may be scared to ask for help because they think it might make them look unprepared or dumb. It's okay. I've been there too. And I had to learn that asking for help is not a sign of a weakness. It's a very healthy thing for you to grow. Now, I do think if you're asking the same question over and over again, yeah, there may be some time for self-reflection there. But I am thankful that I've been in an environment where I never felt too bad for asking questions, asking for help. And also, that's a skill or a character trait that easily translates into my home life. I recently had a baby. You've probably heard him in the background. And I say I had the baby. We had a baby. And I'm thankful for the people that I've been able to lean on, especially my wife, especially my daughter, who's been such a big help during this time. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. If you are able to work in an environment and build a work culture where asking questions and leaning on one each other is supported and encouraged, that is something you should be very grateful for. Because I think a lot of people hold this mental idea that if I ask questions, it could be a sign of weakness, or if I show that I'm leaning on people too much, it could be some weird sign of immaturity and not being completely independent. And I don't think that's fair at all. If you're in an environment where you can ask for help, please use that. Please feel free to lean on others with good reason, of course. But this is not only something that enhances your career, but also kind of encourages you to build trust and community with the people that you work with, and also helps you carry that persona at home. Asking for help is important, and I'm thankful that I'm in a home culture and a work culture that allows me to do that without feeling bad about myself or pressured to not do that. So I realized that was a lot of me rambling, but these are the things that I'm grateful for that have really shaped me, my IT career, and also my life at home. So with that being said, I want to take a moment to remind you once again to be kind to yourself at work and at home. Less than 60 days in the year, and I hope that these 60 days are as kind to you and to the ones you love. With that being said, thank you very much. Please join me back next month, and have a good one. Take care of yourself.